Are you ready to geek out with me? You should be wondering, what's the background of this Elevate career cycle? Is this something you just kind of made up, Helen? No, I actually want to tell you about the theorist Erik Erikson and his theory of psychosocial development, and it will give you terminology and foundation for the Elevate career cycle. Hi, I'm Helen Horyza, ready to give you information and strategies to allow you to make effective career choices and career changes. On this channel, I give you information you can't get anywhere else. We're going to go through the Elevate career cycle, which is a model that will make your career transition smooth and will allow you to make really good choices. If you're new here, subscribe. Let's dig into the video. If you've ever taken a class in child development, you've probably heard of Erik Erikson. His theory is called the theory of psychosocial development. And actually that theory, and one part of it in specific, identity versus role confusion, is the theoretical foundation for the Elevate career cycle. And I want to share this with you. What Erikson said was, when you're in that identity versus role confusion, you're struggling. Think about it like a teenager who's rebelling, who's trying to figure out who they are, does all kinds of craziness with what they wear, what they don't wear, doesn't want to go to school, does want to go to school. That struggle, Erikson said, is essential to healthy development. And that should sound a little bit like the roller coaster that I was talking about when I was talking about how when we're in the crossroad, we know what we want to do, then we don't know what we want to do, know what we want to do, don't know what we want to do. Well, here's the message I want to give you. Erikson basically said that if you don't struggle, the word he used is foreclose. If you foreclose on your future and you just do what your parents tell you, or you take the first job that comes along, or you settle into your executive job even though you're miserable, you're going to stop growing as a human being. You're not going to reach your potential. Okay, so it's actually really unhealthy for you to just settle. And that's what I told you before, of course. But he also validated with the word diffusion that when you're in a cycle of change like this, you lose clarity, or you have to actually consciously develop and evaluate who you are becoming. You have to look at who you are right now, and you have to gain a vision for your future. All right, this is an identity development conversation, easy for you to say. And I never hear that in the career literature. They don't talk about identity development enough. So I'm going to tell you a really quick but good story about one of my clients called Carlos. He was doing a terrific job of flunking the bar exam when I met him. He had flunked 3 times. And when I met him, I said, well, what are you really interested in? And he kind of looked at me like I had 2 heads because it was such a stupid question. But he answered me, and he said, well, I'm really into luxury motor cars. In fact, I make more money going to the auction and buying luxury cars for the attorneys at the firm than I do in my regular job. And so, to make a long story short, Carlos's biggest obstacle was that he felt that he had to be a lawyer. He had put all the money into it. He had really bought into the status of becoming a lawyer. And he he was struggling, right? He was having a hard time. Over the course of many months, he talked to his wife about what it would look like if he actually started an automotive dealership focusing on luxury cars. And he spoke to his father, and he worked it out within himself. And he actually started one of the most successful dealerships in luxury automotives, very specialty, boutique little store. And he's just incredibly happy. So having a clear idea of, in fact, who you are and who you are becoming is your action step for this video. I want you to think about the identity side of your career transition, your career choice, or your career change, and begin to get clear about who you are becoming. And I will see you soon.